Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we're here at Spielberg for the Austrian Grand Prix, and we'll start off today's video with the F1 news report. In news that has sent shockwaves throughout the paddock, Sergio Perez has signed for Red Bull Racing, where he will partner alongside Max Verstappen, meaning that Pierre Gasly no longer has a seat in F1. And obviously with this news, it means that Racing Point will have a seat to fill in their driver lineup, and that seat is going to get filled by Lance Stroll, who returns to the team. The Canadian has said that he relishes the challenge that he will have up against Red Bull for the remainder of this season. And so on to the end of our first flying lap in Q1 here, and we go across the line and we end up just behind our old teammate Sergio Perez there, who was on the mediums for his first run there, and we end up in P12 in the session without having to do another lap there. And now on to Q2 now, coming to the end of our lap now and opening the DRS, and across the line we'll go, and we go ahead of Sergio Perez this time. And so hopefully this form from us improves. However, Perez did improve his lap time and beat us, and interesting enough beat his new teammate Max Verstappen as well. But now on to Q3 here and across the line, and we split the two Red Bull cars, Verstappen being the one that's ahead this time. And now on to the end of the session, Perez has improved his time and we go across the line. Where's that going to put us on the grid? We go P6 behind Sergio Perez, but interestingly enough ahead of Max Verstappen. And now let's take a look at the grid.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and starting alongside in P2 is Sebastian Vettel. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Leclerc, Bottas, the Rainmaster and Verstappen, Stroll, Butler, Hülkenberg and Roman Grosjean, Ricciardo, Raikkonen, Lucas Faber and Kvyat, Perez, Giovinazzi, Alexander Albon and Robert Kubica. Russell and Lando Norris starts from the back of the grid. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
And so on to 5 red lights, and away we go for the start of this Austrian Grand Prix. Verstappen gets a much better start than us, but we try and go around the outside of him into the first corner, but it's not going to be enough. But unfortunately for Sergio Perez, he has had a grid penalty, so he's going to be further back in the field here. But we are in the slipstream of Verstappen here as we try and go to the left and around the outside of him into turn 3. Is it going to work out for us? And we're still side by side, so we're going to have to try and see if we can get past in the next corner here as we go into his slipstream. Once again we go to the right but then to the left and try and go around the outside, but Verstappen defends well from us, and it doesn't look like we'll be able to get the move done there. But on to lap 4 now, and we've got the DRS now to play with as well to try and overtake the Red Bull driver as we get right behind him out of the exit of turn 3 here. And now with the DRS, can we overtake the Red Bull driver? We've gone to his left and we have made the move stick in to turn 4 here and up into P5 we are now. But now it is Nico Hülkenberg, and he's on the back of Roman Grosjean here as he tries to go up the inside of him into the third corner. And can he make the move stick on the French driver here? And it looks like he has made this move stick, and now his next challenger up ahead will be Lance Stroll. But now it is Sergio Perez, and he is on the back of Nico Hülkenberg's teammate Daniel Ricciardo, and now he is side by side with the Aussie driver, and he is still side by side with him. And can he make it stick here? And yes, he does. And now on to Kimi Raikkonen here, and he is caught up to the back of Devin Butler in the Haas, and he is going to go up the inside of him into the first corner, and they are still side by side, but it doesn't look like he can complete the move there. But he is going to get DRS on him and the slipstream as well, and we can see the other Alfa Romeo of Giovinazzi going side by side as well. And it is now up round the outside for Kimi Raikkonen, and can he make it stick now? And yes, he does, and he has made up the position here. But now it's Roman Grosjean and he is trying to overtake the Renault of Nico Hülkenberg and also Lance Stroll as well in the Racing Point, and he's gone round the outside of Hülkenberg. And is he going to do the double overtake and overtake Stroll as well? And yes, he has. And that's a decent move there from the French driver. But now it's on to lap 7 here, and we've caught up to the back of a bit of a slow moving Leclerc here, who seems to be having an issue. However, we have got Max Verstappen coming up our inside, so we have to try and defend from this here, and up the inside he goes of us, and we lose the back a wee bit and a bit of contact with the Red Bull driver as well there. But now it is Sergio Perez, and he is now on the hunt for some more overtakes here, and he's going to try and go around the outside of Daniel Kvyat into the third corner. And will he make this move stick here? And he's had a good exit here, but is he going to keep it? And it looks like Kvyat's now got DRS on Perez here, so he is going to try and go around the outside of Perez into the next corner. And so who's going to come out on top in this battle between the two drivers? It looks like Perez came out on top there, and on to lap 9, and we're into the pits for our first pit stop of the day, and on to a set of medium compound tyres we go, and it's back to Sergio Perez, and he's making some more overtakes now, and he is on the Alfa Romeo here up into the hairpin, and this looks like a decent hunting ground for Perez as he looks to try and go around the outside of Giovinazzi, and he does so and makes up the position here. So some good overtakes here for Perez, but now it's Max Verstappen making the overtakes as he tries to make a move on Alex Albon and Robert Kubica as well, as they go 3 wide into the hairpin here. And who is going to come out on top in this battle? And it is still 3 wide between the trio, and who's not going to be the one to get DRS? And it looks like Verstappen doesn't have the DRS, so he's going to be vulnerable from behind now, and Kubica has made the overtake, and so has Alex Albon as he tried to overtake Kubica as well, and he does so. And now it's on to lap 11, and we have caught up to the back of Verstappen now as we make a bit of a switchback coming out of the first corner, and we have got DRS as well now, and now we're side by side with Verstappen and now with Kubica, as now we are going to go 3 wide into the hairpin now. And who's going to come out on top in this battle now? And it looks like Verstappen's had a very good exit out the corner and gets the DRS as well as us. So now we are trying to go into a slipstream and round the outside of him into turn 4 here. Can we make the move stick here around the outside? Not quite for the moment. And so now on to the next lap, on to lap 12, and we've got DRS on Verstappen once again here, and he defends into turn 3, but can we make the switchback work again out of the corner? And yes, we do make it work and get the DRS as well, and we have made the move stick now on the Red Bull driver. And now on to the next lap, and we are right on the back of Lando Norris here with some DRS, and on to Kvyat as well, and we're going to go to the left of him and maybe try and go around the outside of him. We make a wee bit of contact there actually, and we're going to get DRS again, and another chance to try and overtake the Toro Rosso driver here down into turn 4, and we're going to go to the left here to try and go around the outside of the Russian driver here. And can we make it stick? And yes, we can. But now it's Max Verstappen, and now he's on the back of Lando Norris and trying to overtake into the penultimate corner, and gets held up a wee bit by the Toro Rosso going into the pits, and you can see us ahead and just how much of a gap we've been able to make because of making the overtakes a bit earlier than Verstappen. But now it's Perez making the overtakes once again in this race, and he is now side by side with the Alpha of Kimi Räikkönen. But just ahead of them we've got Hülkenberg, Butler and Lance Stroll going 3 wide into turn 1, and Lance Stroll makes a double overtake there for him. That's a very good move from our teammate here. But is Sergio Perez going to make the move stick on Kimi Räikkönen? We can see in the background, and yes, he does do that. And now it's Charles Leclerc, and he's going to try and get back past the Red Bull of Verstappen, and it seems that his issues have gone away for the moment here, and he's going to have a look up the inside into the left-hander here, and is he going to make this move stick here on Verstappen? And yes, he does. And now on to lap 23, and we are into the pits for our second stop of the day, onto another set of medium compound tyres here as we get jumped by Verstappen there. But now later on to the lap, and it's Charles Leclerc is out of this race. So unfortunate for him, and it looks like the issues that were hindering him earlier in the race have resurfaced and have put him out of this Austrian Grand Prix. But now it's Sergio Perez, and he's now making more overtakes here, and it looks like he has made the pass on the Haas of Devon Butler here, and that is some good progress that has been made from Perez. However, Butler's going to come back at Perez here, up into the hairpin here, and Perez is going to have to do some defending here now, as there's also the Renault of Hulkenberg, and it's 3 wide momentarily there, and Perez does not have DRS, so he's going to be vulnerable here into turn 4, and he's been overtaken by the 2 cars there, as Hulkenberg gets ahead of Butler, but now it's Sergio Perez, and he's coming back at Devon Butler here with some DRS into the 3rd corner. And has he made the move stick here? And yes, he has. But now it is on to Nico Hulkenberg. He's got up to, and he's going to try and overtake him and into the hairpin. Can Perez make this move stick, or will Hulkenberg defend from him, as they are now side by side? And it looks like Perez has made the move stick here on the Renault driver, but now Hulkenberg's going to try and come back at him here into the 4th corner, but he's not quite able to do that there. But they are still going to be side by side now, and is Hulkenberg going to try and overtake Perez again here? But it looks like Perez has got the inside line, so he's going to defend the position for the moment here, as eventually he takes the place. But now it's Hulkenberg, and he's going to come back at Sergio Perez with some DRS once again into the hairpin. Perez defends the inside here, but is it going to be enough with the power of the DRS here, as Hulkenberg is going to get a second bite of DRS on the next straight, which means he has overtaken the Mexican driver in the Red Bull. But now it's on to the end of the race. It is Sebastian Vettel who has won this race. As we come across the line, we're going to take P5 in this Austrian Grand Prix.
Thrilling race and a tremendous effort by Ferrari. Their history is well known, so it's no surprise to fans the world over to see them come out on top once again.
And so it's Sebastian Vettel who has won this Austrian Grand Prix, followed by the 2 Mercedes cars rounding out the podium there. And that 5th place has resulted in us going up into P7 in the championship. But if you have enjoyed the video, then do leave a like, share the video around, and subscribe to the channel to see more videos on F1 2019. So I will see you next time for another video, and goodbye.